You want to know why your relationships keep exploding like a gas station firework? Because you've been sold a lie since you were 5 years old. And I'm not talking about Santa Claus. I'm talking about that Disney bullshit where love conquers all and the right person will complete you. Here's what actually happens. You meet someone. Sparks fly. 3 months later, you're screaming at each other about how they load the dishwasher wrong. 6 months after that, you're on Reddit asking strangers if it's normal that your girlfriend gets mad when you breathe too loud. Yeah, I'm gonna fix that today. Look, I get it. You're sitting there thinking your relationship problems are unique, that maybe you're broken, maybe you're just not relationship material. Brother, you're not broken. You've just been trained wrong, like that kid in every kung fu movie who learns from the drunk master before finding the real teacher. Except in this case, the drunk master was every romantic comedy you watched, every couple on Instagram pretending their life is perfect, and probably your parents who, let's be honest, were making it up as they went along too. You know what a relationship actually is? It's trying to share a Netflix account with someone who has terrible taste in shows, except you also have sex with them and they know all your insecurities. That's it. That's the whole game. But we've turned it into this mystical thing where you're supposed to just know when it's right, where fights mean you're incompatible, where needing space means you don't love them enough. You ever notice how we prepare more for a job interview than we do for relationships? Think about it. You'll spend hours researching a company, practicing answers, picking the right outfit, but for relationships, we just wing it and hope our childhood trauma doesn't show up uninvited. If this is already making too much sense, hit that like button. Someone else needs to hear this before they text their ex at 1 in the morning. Truth number 1, love is not telepathy. Here's the dumbest thing we all believe. If they really loved me, they'd know what I need. Brother, your partner is not Professor X. They can't read your mind. They don't know you're upset about that thing from 3 weeks ago that you never mentioned. They don't know you wanted them to offer to pay for dinner, even though you said you'd get it. Here's what you do instead. I call it the ESPN rule. E. Explain what you need. S. Specifically, not vaguely. P. Point to examples. N. No mind games. Tomorrow morning, try this. Tell your partner one specific thing you need. Not, I need more affection. That's useless. Say, I need you to hug me for 10 seconds when you get home before you do anything else. Watch what happens when you actually communicate like an adult instead of sulking like a teenager. Truth number 2, you're not looking for your other half. You're not a fucking pizza. This you complete me garbage, it's turned an entire generation into emotional vampires. You're supposed to be a whole person. Your partner is supposed to be a whole person. Two whole people create something together. They don't merge into one codependent blob. Think about it like this. You ever try to play basketball with half a ball? Doesn't work, does it? Same thing with relationships. Starting tomorrow, 70% of your happiness comes from your life. Your goals, friends, hobbies. 30% comes from the relationship. If those numbers flip, you're headed for disaster. Quick test. Can you go 48 hours without your partner and still be okay? Not great, but okay? If the answer is no, you've got work to do on yourself first. You know what nobody talks about? How boring healthy relationships are. I'm serious. Healthy relationships are boring as hell compared to toxic ones. No drama, no 3 a.m. fights that end in passionate makeup sex. No wondering if they're gonna leave you for their coworker. Just two people, getting along, building stuff together, having regular decent sex, and watching Netflix without turning it into World War III. But we're so addicted to chaos that peace feels like something's wrong. Ever notice that? Drop a comment if you've ever thought it's too easy and then sabotaged it. I'll wait. Truth number 3, every fight is really about power, resources, or respect. Strip away all the complicated emotional language, and every relationship fight boils down to the same shit we fought about in kindergarten. That's mine, resources. You're not the boss of me, power. You hurt my feelings, respect. Your girlfriend getting mad that you game too much? That's a resource fight. She wants more of your time. Your girlfriend upset you went out without telling her? Power fight. She wants input on decisions. That massive blow up about you forgetting their birthday? Respect. They don't feel valued. Next fight you have, ask yourself, 1. Is this about time, money, or attention? Resources. 2. Is this about who makes decisions? Power. 3. Is this about feeling valued? Respect. Once you identify the real issue, you can actually solve it instead of going in circles arguing about symptoms. The compatibility myth, here's something that'll mess with your head. You're not looking for someone with no problems. You're looking for someone whose problems you can tolerate. Everyone's got issues. Everyone. The question isn't, are they perfect? The question is, can I deal with their specific brand of crazy? Some people's crazy is they're messy. Some people's crazy is they're controlling. Some people's crazy is they cry during dog food commercials. Find the crazy you can live with. Tonight, write down 3 things you cannot tolerate. Real deal breakers, not preferences. 3 things that annoy you but you could live with. 3 things you need to feel loved. That's your actual compatibility checklist, not, do we both like hiking? Real talk. You know what the best relationship advice I ever got was? Date someone you'd want to be stuck in traffic with. Not someone you'd want to take to Bali. Not someone who looks good in your Instagram photos. Someone you can sit in a car with for 3 hours in gridlock traffic and not want to throw them out the window. That's the test, because life is mostly traffic, not beaches. The skills nobody taught you. We spend 12 years in school learning algebra we'll never use, but nobody teaches us. How to apologize without making excuses. How to be angry without being cruel. How to need someone without being needy. How to give space without abandoning. How to compromise without becoming a doormat. 30-day relationship upgrade challenge. Week 1. Master the genuine apology. I did X. It was wrong because Y. Here's how I'll fix it. No but, no excuses, no deflection. Week 2. Practice asking for what you need. 1 direct request per day. I need, not, you never. Week 3. Create intentional space. Do 1 thing alone that makes you happy. Don't report back. Don't seek approval. Week 4. Have 1 hard conversation. That thing you've been avoiding? Handle it. Use facts, not accusations. Some relationships aren't supposed to work out. I know that sucks to hear, but it's true. Sometimes 2 good people are just bad together. Sometimes the timing is wrong. Sometimes you want different things. And that's okay. Not every relationship is meant to last forever. Some are meant to teach you what you don't want. Some are meant to show you what you need to work on. Some are just meant to be fun for a while. The problem is we've been taught that ending equals failure. But staying in something that's not working, that's the real failure. You're not behind in love, you're not broken, you're not doomed to be alone. You've just been playing by rules that were written by people who were guessing too. Time to write your own. Forget everything Disney taught you. Here are the actual rules. 1. Communicate like your life depends on it, because your relationship does. 2. Be a whole person first. Parasites kill their hosts. 3. Choose compatible problems, not perfect people. 4. Learn the actual skills. Hope is not a strategy. 5. Know when to fold. Not every hand is worth playing. If any of this hit different than the usual relationship advice, subscribe. I'm out here trying to save you from yourself, 1 uncomfortable truth at a time. And honestly, tell me in the comments, what relationship lie did you believe the longest? Mine was thinking jealousy meant they cared. Turns out it just meant they were insecure. Who knew? Remember what I said at the beginning about relationships being like sharing a Netflix account with someone who has terrible taste? Here's the thing. Once you accept that's what it really is, it gets so much easier. You stop expecting magic. You stop waiting for mind reading. You stop thinking love will fix everything. Instead, you start building, brick by brick, conversation by conversation, 1 genuine apology, 1 direct request, 1 moment of choosing them even when they're annoying as hell. That's not a fairy tale, but it's real. It's achievable. And honestly, it's so much better than waiting for a princess to show up and guess what you need without you having to say it. The best relationship you'll ever have is with someone who knows you're both just figuring it out as you go, and is okay with that. Someone you can look at and say, I have no idea what I'm doing either, but let's figure it out together. That's not settling, that's winning. Now get off YouTube and go have an actual conversation with someone. Use your words. Be specific. And for the love of God, stop expecting people to read your mind. They can't even remember where they put their keys.